Recording in progress.
So, okay. So what we are talking about is this is what I said, how to read the content of the list. I said there are different ways of reading the content of the list. Okay. So after that, I said, what are the mutable methods of the list? And these are the mutable methods of what here? List. Okay. List is having number of methods. And all these are called which methods here? Mutable methods. Right? Append method is a. Okay. All these are called mutable methods of the list. Right? So I said how to add one element within the list and how to add more than one element into the list. If you want to add more than one value, you are trying to take the help of which one here? Slicing. Okay. And after that, we are talking about updating or replacing values, right? We are talking about updating or replacing values. So here, replacing or updating of values are done using index, and one more is using slicing, because list is a mutable or immutable. Mutable means where you can do the changes. Okay, mutable means where you can do the changes, that is called as mutable, right? So after creating list, you can replace the values or you can change the values. After creating the list, you can replace the values or you can change the values. But if you want to replace or change the values, you are trying to replace or change the values using two approaches. One is by using index and second one is using slicing. So using index, we can replace one value, and using slicing, we can replace more than one value, right? So one value and more than one value here, right? So yes, for example, yes, just here. So replacing is required. Suppose, assume that replacing means updating. So when you go for replacement is, for example, I want to sort. For example, there is a list is there. Okay, within the list, so there are some values like this. Okay. Okay, there are some values. Okay, now 6 and this is assume that 2. Now I want to sort to these elements. I want to sort to these elements in ascending order or descending order. To sort the elements, what do you do it? You try to move or replace the values or not? Yes. So you compare the first value with what here? Second value. If the first value is greater than second value, what you are trying to do? Interchange. If the first value is greater than second value, what you are doing? Interchanging the first value with the second value and second value with the first value. First value with the second value and second value with the first value. And that interchanging you are doing it. How you can interchange it? With the help of what here? Index. How you replace the values with the help of what here? Index. Right? So updating is required. So what is the syntax of updating here? Okay, now this is the syntax. Syntax one is replacing one value. There is a list of index equal to what here? Value. So there is a name of the list. So you just give the list name of index equal to value. There is one more syntax is there. So that is list name of, okay. In slicing, you are trying to give how many indexes? Two indexes. One is a starting index and one more is which one? Stop index. And one more is which one? Step. Equal to one value or more than one value? More than one value. But how you represent this more than one value? By using iterable. How you represent more than one value? By using which one here? Iterable. Okay. So list name of index equal to value, or list name of starting index, and there is a stop index, and there is what here? Step. Equal to what here? Iterable. Iterable is nothing but collection. Okay. For example, assume that, see here. Suppose I try to create one list. For example, assume that. So there is one list here. List 1 equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So this list is having how many values here? 5 values are there. So I want to replace first value. Okay, so what is the index of first value? 0, right? So what will I do? I'll say list 1 of 0 equal to some 99. Okay, so because list is a mutable, so the value at 0 is replaced with what here? 99. The value at 0 is replaced with what here? 99, right? In the same way, if I'm writing list 1 of, I want to replace which value? Last value. What is the index of last one? Minus 1. From left to right, it starts at what? 0. From right to left, it starts at what? Minus 1. So list 1 of minus 1 equal to 88. So it will replace which value? Last value. See. So if you want to replace one value, you take the help of what? Index. That index can be either positive or that index can be either what? Negative. I'm writing here list 1 of 3. List 1 of 3 is there. Now what is the index of first element? 0. What is the index of second element? 1. So what is the index of third element? 2. Then what is the index of fourth element? 3. So you are replacing which value here? Fourth value. So you are replacing fourth value with what value you want to give? Just give that value. I'm giving 77. Now your fourth value is replaced with what here? 77. Okay, now fourth value is replaced with what here? 77. So if you want to replace, suppose if you try to give the index which is not exists, for example, if I'm saying list 1 of 6, list 1 of 6. So what is the index of first element? 0. What is the index of second element? 1. What is the index of third element? 2. What is the index of fourth element? 3. What is the index of fifth element? 4. But is it any index called 6 here? No. Then what will happen? Immediately it gives one error. If I'm writing some value, then immediately it gives error. And what is that error? Index error. List assignment index out of range. It means this index is valid or invalid? Invalid. So if you are trying to give the index which is not valid, then immediately it rises which error? Index error. If we give the index which is not valid, then immediately it rises index error, right? Suppose. So it will rise index error here, right? Suppose assume that. Yes. For example, see here. If you see the example on this, so list programs, see here, list programs are there. So Python program to interchange the first and last elements in the list. What is saying? Write a Python program to interchange. Interchange means swap. What is the meaning of interchanging? Swapping here. So Python program to interchange the first and yes, Python program to interchange the first and last elements. Python program to interchange the first and last elements in the list. You have to interchange the first element and last element. This both the elements you have to interchange. Right. For example, this is a list. Assume that I have a list like this. Okay, assume that this is a list with some 5 values are there. So there is a 10, 20. Okay, there is a 10, 20, 30. So there is a value 40 and one more value is what? 50. So 5 values are there in the list. I want to interchange the first element and what here? Last element. 0, 1, 2, 3 and what is it? 4. So if it is right to left, -1, -2, -3, -4 and this is -5. So I want to interchange which one? First element as well as what? Last element. So what is the index of first element? 0. What is the index of last element? -1. Don't say 4 because we don't know how many elements are there. Okay, so the index of first element is 0 and the index of last element is what? -1. So the value at 0 should be replaced with the value of -1. The value of -1 should replace with the value of 0, right? So for that, first you create one list. First you create one list. List 1 equal to 10, 20, 30, 40 and there is one more value called 50. So this is a list having how many values? 5 values are there. This list is having how many values here? 5 values. So that is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. 5 values are there. So what I want to do is I want to replace the first value with the last value and last value with what here? First value. Then I can swap it in different ways. I can use a third variable. I can use one temporary variable temp. This is called as temporary variable in which I'm storing the first value. So what I'm doing, I store the first value into the temporary variable. So what is the name of this variable here? Temp. So what is the value at list 1 of 0, 10? Then after that, what I'm doing is, so after that, I'm saying list 1 of 0 equal to list 1 of what here? -1. So list 1 of 0 equal to list 1 of -1 means now this value is replaced with what here? 50. Okay, after that I'm saying list 1 of after that I'm saying list 1 of -1 equal to which one? Temp. So what is the value of temp here? 10. So first value is interchanged with the last value and last value is interchanged with what? First value. But this is using which variable? Third variable. This is using third variable. Now this is before. So before swapping or interchanging, before interchanging, I just display the list 1. And this is after interchanging. This is after interchanging or swapping. After interchanging or swapping. Okay, after interchanging or swapping. So I try to display list 1. So once you run this, now before interchanging 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, But after interchanging, what is the values? 50, 20, 30, 40, and 10. Now just see here. You can also swap it. Now this is using third variable. This is using third variable. You are trying to interchange it using which variable? Third variable. You can interchange it without using third variable. Without using third variable. So what you do is list 1 of 0 comma list 1 of minus 1 equal to list 1 of minus 1 comma list 1 of 0. What I said, list 1 of 0 comma list 1 of minus 1 equal to list 1 of minus 1 comma list 1 of 0, right? So this is after swapping again. after swapping or what is that, interchanging, again I displayed the list. So how many times you are interchanging here? 2 times. Okay. So first time when you interchange it is 50 and 10, and second time when you interchange it is 10 and what is that? 50, right? But this is only one statement. As a single statement you are trying to swap. Now list 1 of minus 1 is assigned to what? List 1 of 0, and list 1 of 0 is assigned to what here? List 1 of minus 1. Say list 1 of 0, you are assigning list 1 of minus 1, and list 1 of minus 1 you are assigning what? List 1 of 0, right? So this is swapping. But how you are replacing the values? You are replacing the values. You are replacing the values by using what here? Index. You are replacing the values using index, or you are replacing the values using what? Slicing. But using slicing, you can replace only. Using index, you can replace only one value. But using slicing, you can able to replace more than one value, right? Now see here. Python, yes. So Python program to swap 2 elements in the list. So 2 elements means I should go for which one? Slicing. I should go for which one? Slicing, right? For example, I want to interchange or I want to replace more than one value. Then how can I replace more than one value? To replace more than one value, you take the help of slicing here. Suppose assume that. So there is a list 1 having 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I want to replace first 2 values. I want to replace first 2 values. Now this is a list 1. If I want to replace first 2 values, I'll say list 1 of 0 is a starting index and 2 is what here? Stop index. Because 0 to 2 means how many indexes it will generate? 2 indexes. One is 0 and one more is a 1. But is it 2 is included or not included? Not included. So list 1 of 0 colon 2 equal to, I'm just writing some 99 comma 88. So how many values you are defining here? 2 values, but these values should be defined as a iterable, right? So if you say print list 1, now is it starting 2 values are replaced or not? Yes. So the first value is replaced with 99 and second value is replaced with what? 88. Now suppose I want to replace, okay, list 1 of, I want to replace last 2 values. Then I'll say minus 2 colon. What is minus 2 here? Starting index. So this is minus 1 and this is minus 2. And what is the step value? Plus 1. So minus 2 plus 1 becomes what? Minus 1. So here you are replacing how many values? 2 values. Now here I'm saying 66 There is a value called 66 and there is a value called 77. Now last two values are replaced. Now this value is replaced and this value is also replaced, right? So you need to give only the index, starting index as well as stop index. If I'm writing list 1 of colon colon 1 or colon colon 2, so are you given starting index? No. Are you given stop index? No. You are given only which value? Step. Then is it index is incremented with a 2 or not? Yes. So what is the starting index? 0. And 0 plus 2 is what? 2. And 2 plus 2 is what? 4. How many values it can replace? 3 values. 3 values. 0, 2 and what is that? 4. Okay. Then I'm replacing with 1, 2 and 1, 2 and what is that? 3. Now if you see this print list 1, so the value at 0 is replaced. The value at 2 is replaced and the value at 4 is replaced. So if you want to replace more than one value, then you take the help of slicing. Okay, now this is example of replacing more than one value or what is it? Item. Replacing more than one value or item, right? So that is done with the help of slicing here. So we can give the starting index and stop index. Okay. Why slicing here? Index you can use, no? Index you can use, right? Why slicing? One value is index you can use. Okay, right now suppose. So write a program to swap two elements in the list. Write a program to swap two elements in the list. Okay, Python program. So this is a Python program to swap two elements in the list. I want to swap two elements in the list. How can you swap or interchange two elements? Swap or interchange two elements. So here, now you have to swap. Now this is what is saying. So there is an input is given. Okay, there is an input. If you see this, so there is an input is given and this is the output. So there is an input and there is a output. This is input and this is the output. Now here is trying to enter the position 1. Position 1 element should be interchanged with what? Position 3. And here position 2 element should be interchanged with what? Position 5. So you are trying to create one list and then you are trying to accept how many positions here? 2 positions. That is a position 1 and position 2. The value at position 1 you are interchanging with what? Position 3. And the value at position 1, position 2 you are interchanging with what? Position 5. Right? So interchanging. So how many? Position 2, position 1 to position 3. So same thing here. So what is the value at position 1? 65. And what is the value at what is the value at position 1? 65. And what is the value at position 3 here? 90. Okay. Oh, position 1 is now position 1 means is taken. What is that position? 0. And position 3 means what here? 90. So 23 and 90 is replaced. And position 2 means now the value at 2 is interchanged with the value at what? 5. Now 2 and 5 are interchanged, which is nothing but 5 and 2 here, right? But here this is dynamic. Now you are trying to read number of elements, integer of input. So enter how many elements. So how many elements you want to input in the list? How many elements you want to input in the list? Now there is a list is there. Now this is called as which list here? Empty list. And inside this list you should add how many values here? N values. See, this is swapping only one value, but this is dynamic. Interchanging two elements means you are not interchanging two elements, but you are interchanging one element with what? Another element, but you are trying to input the positions how? Dynamically, right? So there is a list one, and list one is empty, and you are trying to input how many values? N values. Okay. So you are trying to read value, integer of input. So enter any value, and this value you are adding to the list by saying list one dot append. What you are trying to append here? Value. List one dot append. What you are trying to append here? Value. So this value is appended to what here? List one. So the value is appended to what here? List one. So I said here list one dot append. What you are trying to append here? Value. Right? So after that, you are trying to read the positions. So there is a position one, integer of input enter position one. Okay, then you are trying to enter the position two, integer of input, input what enter position two. So how many positions you read here? Two positions, that is position one and position two. But positions you are trying to input, or you are trying to input the position starts at what? One. But here position starts at what? Zero. Here position starts at what? One. But here position starts at what? Zero. So position is nothing but index. Okay, but here index starts at what? Zero. But you input the position as what here? One. Ring or not? So what you are trying to do here is position starts at very simple. You are trying to write list one of position one minus one comma list one of position two minus one equal to list one of position two minus one comma list one of position one minus one, because position one means index what here? Zero. So position two means index what here? One. So position 2 means position 2, 3 means index is what here? 2. Because 0, 1 and 2. So that is what you are seeing here. Okay. So after interchanging, I try to display format. After interchanging, I try to display the list one. And this is before interchanging. Okay, I try to display the list one. So one is after interchanging and before. So enter how many elements? 5 elements. So 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So I want to interchange the elemented 1 with elemented 4. So elemented 1 means the elemented what here? 0. Elemented 4 means the elemented which one? Or elemented 4 means the elemented which one? Yes, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, elemented which one? Fourth position. What is the fourth position here? 40. Because here index starts at 0. Now you can see 40, 20, 30, 10 and what? 50. So what is the input position is? The position you are trying to input. The position what you are trying to input as? Yes. Not position is not index. In this case, in this example, position is not a index. Okay, position of the element. Position is not index. Position of the element. Position is not index. It is a position of the element. But replacing should be done not using position. Replacing is done by using index. So here we converted that position into what? Index. By saying -1. Okay, by saying what here? -1. That is done by saying -1 here, right? Suppose I want to write a, program. Suppose write a program to interchange, write a program, to interchange first and last two elements. First and last two elements. Okay, I want to replace first two elements with the last two elements, and last two elements with what? First two elements. It's only a logical program here. In what case you use position means? Generally you don't use position. You generally use what? Index only to perform operations. Okay. Yes. If you want to identify element with a position, then use that. Otherwise not required. Most of the cases you try to identify each element by using what? Index only. For example, you have a list of students. You want to identify student with what? Position. Who is the first student, second student, third student? Then you identify with what? Position. Rather than using which one? Index. Display first student. First student means you enter 1, but index is what? 0. You enter 1, but index is a 0, right? So that is based on application. You'll try to do it now. Suppose I want to replace, I want to write a program to interchange first and last two elements. I want to interchange first and last two elements. How can I interchange the first and last two elements? For example, there is a list is there. So there is a list with some 10 values are there. So 80, 90 and one more is a 100. So how many values are there in the list? Two values are there. Okay. Now I want to replace first two values with last two values, and last two values with what? First two values. Now before, I just write here, before swapping or interchanging, I try to display the list 1. Before swapping or interchanging, I try to display the list 1. Now this is before swapping. The list is having these values like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and what? 100. Now what I want to do is, I want to swap first two elements and last two elements. I want to interchange first two elements and what? Last two elements. Then how can I interchange the first two elements and last two elements? You simply write list 1 of :2. Now :2 means before colon is a starting index. Okay, and the 2 is what here? Stop index. And list 1 of, I'm saying -2 colon, -2 colon is nothing but -2 colons here. List 1 of minus :2. See here, when I'm writing list 1 of :2, before colon is a starting index. Okay, and after colon is what here? Stop index. Then list 1 of, then what is that? -2 colon, equal to list 1 of, what here? -2 colon, comma, list 1 of, what is this here? :2. So what is that :2? Now you have to remember that. Okay, now this is after what is this? Swapping or interchanging. After swapping or interchanging, right? So interchanging, I try to display the list 1. So this is now 90, 100, and this is 10 and 20. This is 90, 100, and this is what here? 10 and 20. But before that, this is 90. Yes. Now 10 to 100, and this is first two elements are replaced with last two elements, and last two elements are replaced with first two elements. But that is done with the help of what here? slicing. Okay, so slicing is used for doing some bulk operations. So bulk operations, you do it with the help of slicing here, right? Right. Okay, right? Yes, this is how to replace the values. Updating or replacing values of the list is done by using index, or it is done using what here? Slicing. So there is a next one, which is deleting or removing values from the list. So deleting or removing elements or values from list. So how can you delete or remove the elements from the list? Now there are different methods are there. There are different approaches are there for deleting. Now first one is, so deleting elements. Deleting elements can be done, okay, using different approaches. Deleting elements can be done using different approaches. The first one is, you can delete the elements. First one is, you can delete the elements using delete keyword. And second one is, you can delete the elements by using remove method or function. You can delete the elements by using discard function. You can remove the elements by using pop function. So how many things are there here? First one is delete keyword. Second one is remove discard. And third one is a pop. And fourth one is what? Clear. So there is a remove, there is a discard, there is a pop, there is a clear. Now these are different approaches are there for deleting elements from the list. These are the different approaches are there for deleting elements from the list. So delete keyword, remove method, discard method, pop method, and one more is what? Clear method. Okay, delete keyword, remove method, discard method, pop method, and one more is what? Clear method. So these different approaches, you are using it for deleting or removing elements from the list. So first one is using delete keyword. Okay, delete keyword, right? Delete keyword. Delete keyword is used to delete or remove one or more than one value from list. Now you can use this delete keyword okay to delete or remove one or more than one value from list. If you want to remove or delete, one or more than one value, you are removing or deleting one or more than one value. You are removing or deleting one or more than one value by using index. The other one is by using slicing. You can do that either by using index. You can do that. That is either by using slicing. Yes. So delete keyword. So delete keyword uses okay index for deleting one value, and slicing for deleting what here, more than one value. If you want to delete one value, you delete one value by using index. If you want to delete one value, delete using index. And if you want to delete more than one value, you do that by using slicing, right? So what is the syntax of this is delete. So delete. So it followed by list name, and it followed by which one? Index. So there is one more syntax is there. Now there is a syntax 1 and syntax 2 is there. So delete, and there is a list name. So this is starting index, and there is a stop index, and there is what here? Step. So there is a starting index, stop index, as well as what? Step, right? So either you delete one value, either you delete more than one value. To delete one value, use index. To delete more than one value, use what? Slicing, right? Yes. If the given index is not valid, if given index is not valid, if given index is not valid, okay, it rises. It rises which error? It rises which error? Index error. If the given index is not valid, if given index is not valid or not exist, if given index is not valid or not exist, then immediately it rises which error? Index error. If given index is not valid or not exist, then immediately it rises which error? Index error, right? So how you are writing it now? This is a syntax. So this is a syntax 2. So deleting one values and deleting more than one value. For example, deleting. For example, I created list. For example, I created list of names. I created list of names. So I want to delete one name. I want to delete one name from my list. Then how can I delete one name from my list? By using which one? Delete keyword. There is a list of phone numbers are there. There is a list of phone numbers. There's a list of phone numbers. I want to delete one phone number. How can I delete one phone number? By using which keyword? Delete keyword. There is a list of email IDs out there. There's a list of email IDs out there. Okay. How can I delete? How can I delete one mail ID? I can delete one mail ID by using which keyword? Delete keyword. But to delete it, what do I need to know? I need to know the position. So here position is nothing but what here? Index. Because delete keyword required what? So delete keyword required what here? Index. If you don't know the index, can you able to delete using delete keyword? No. If you don't know the index, you cannot able to delete using which keyword? Delete keyword. Because delete keyword required what? Index. If you don't know the index, then go for remove. If you don't know the index, then go for which one? Discard. But if you know the index, then if you want to delete it using its position, then go for delete keyword. If you don't know the position, then use remove. Then use which one? Discard. Then use remove or use which one here? Discard methods, right? Now this is how you are trying to do it. So if given index is not valid or not exists, then it rises which error here? Index error, right? So let us see here. So I try to create one list with some 10 values, but I try to create a list with 10 values by using what here? Range. Okay, now this is the list with how many values here? 10 values. Now I want to delete one value. I just write here list 1, delete list 1 of 0. When I write here list 1 of 0, it will delete the element at which position? 0 position. But whenever you delete, it will try to shift all the elements from right side toward left side one position. Whenever you delete, it will shift all the elements which are there at left side towards which side here? Right side. Sorry, right side towards the left side. Then this 20 is placed at this place and 30 is moved. Okay, now. So what is the element at 0 now? The element at 0 is a 20. The element at 0 is a 20. Now previously what is the element at 0? 10. Now what is the element at 0? 20. And after deleting, the length of the list is decreased or not? Yes. Okay. So delete list 1 of, I write here -1. So will it this delete the last element or not? Yes. If I'm saying print list 1, which element is deleted? Last element. But is it any more elements at the right side? No. Suppose if I'm saying list 1 of, delete list 1 of, -2 is there. So this is -1 and this is what here? -2. Once it is deleted, the element which is there at right side is shifted towards which side? Left side. So after deleting, if I say print list 1, what is it? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and one more value is what? 90. But is it 80 element is deleted or not? Yes. Once it is deleted, this element is moved towards which side? Left side. Okay, now. So whenever you delete, so the elements are shifted from right side toward left side, and the length of the list is decremented by the number of elements you delete, right? But if I give delete list 1 of, if I'm writing 9, but 9 is the index valid or invalid? Invalid. So this index is 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is what here? 6. But is it index 9 is valid or invalid? Invalid. Then immediately it rise which error? Index error. List assignment index out of range. Okay, list assignment index out of range. Is it that index is valid or invalid? Invalid. That index is not valid. That index is a invalid, right? So if you want to delete more than one value, then take the help of, slicing here. If you want to delete more than one value, take the help of what? Slicing. If you want to delete more than one value, take the help of slicing here. So slicing means you will write list 2 of. So I want to delete first 3 values. Then I'll say colon 3. So that is nothing but 0, 1, and 2. So delete list 2 of colon 3. So it's deleted how many values here? 3 values. I want to delete last 3 values. Then I'll say list 2 of, okay, -3 colon. Now this will delete what values here? Last 3 values. Okay, now there is a list 3 is there with the list 1 of range of 10 comma 10 comma 110 comma 10. So this is a list 3 having 10 values. I want to delete alternative values, then delete list 3 of colon colon 2. So then it is deleted all the elements which is alternative. So 0 and 0 plus 2 is what? 2, and 2 plus 2 is what? 4. 4 plus 2 is a 6. 6 plus 2 is what here? 8. So is it removed alternative elements or not? Yes. So delete. Now deleting. Now suppose list 4 is there. List 4 is there with the values range of 10 comma 110 comma 10. So I created list with how many values here? 10 values. If I want to delete, I'm saying delete list 4 of 3 colon -3. So 3 is what? 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is a starting index, and -1, -2, -3. This -3 is which index here? Stop index. Except the first 3 values and last 3 values, remaining all values are what here? Deleted. Except the first three values and last three values, remaining all values are deleted. Remaining values are what here? 40, 50, 60 and 70, right? So if you want to delete more than one value, you delete more than one value with the help of which one? Slicing. Slicing can be used. Slicing can be used to remove number of values. For example, so there is a list file having list of range of 10 comma 110 comma 10. Now my list is created with how many values? 10 values. If I'm saying delete list 5 of colon colon, so I've not given the starting index and stop index and step index, then it will take, or will it delete all the values or not? Yes, because what is the default start? 0. What is the default stop? Length of the list. What is the default step? 1. So will it delete all the elements from the list or not? Yes. Now the list is what? Empty. So you can delete it by simply giving list 5 of colon and colon. You can also give single colon. There is a list 6 is there. List 6 equal to range of 10 comma 110 comma 10. So this will create a list 6 with how many values? 10 values. If I'm saying delete, a list 6 of a colon, this will delete how many values? All the values. Are given any starting index? No. What is the starting index? 0. Are given the stop index? No. What is the stop index? Length of the list. So now the list has become empty. So there's no elements in the list. So if you want to delete more than one, then take the help of what? Slicing. To delete one, take the help of index. Okay, right now, this is how you delete values from the list. Okay. So by using the keyword called delete, but if you don't know the index, you cannot delete by using delete. If you don't know the index, okay, right. If you don't know the index, you cannot delete it by using delete, right? Yeah, deleting is there. Right. So this is how you are removing element from the list by using delete keyword. So that is done by using which keyword here? Delete keyword. And there is one more way is there. If you don't know the index and you want to remove it, you don't know the index, but you want to remove it, then you can take the help of remove. So all these are mutable operations of the list. So you can remove it by using the method called which one? Remove. So S is nothing but sequence dot remove. So dot means it is a member of list. So S dot remove. Now which element you want to remove? Which element you want to remove from the list? But not using index. But here X is what? Element. Remove the first item from the sequence where S of I is equivalent to what? X. Not all occurrences, but first occurrence. Not all occurrences. It will remove the first occurrence from the list. For example, I have a names list is there. So I have a list of names. Okay, now these are the list of names. So I want to remove one name from the list. I want to remove one name from the list. I want to remove the name called Suresh. Then I'll say, so this is a names list, which is having Naresh, Suresh, like this, 4 names out there. If I want to remove one name, I'll say names list dot remove. Which name you want to remove, just define that name. Okay, so what is the name of the person? Ramesh. So this name is deleted. So this name is deleted from the list. Now your list is having how many strings here? 3 strings. That is Naresh, Suresh and Kish. Now if I want to remove it by using element, okay. For example, there is a, so mobile number list is there. Okay, contacts list is there, which contain numbers, 4 numbers are there. So there are some 4 numbers. Okay, some 4 numbers are there. Okay, now these are the list of 4 numbers. I want to delete one phone number, right? I want to delete one phone number. Then how can I delete one phone number? By saying mobile list dot, what is the name of the function I'm using? Remove. So just give the number which you want to delete. So just give the number which you want to delete. Okay, not using index, but this is by using value itself. Not using index, but using value, right? So that is done by using remove. But if there is multiple values out there, if there is a multiple values, okay, suppose now this is a list 1. This is a list 1 with 10, 20, 30, 20, 20, 30, 20, 50, and what? 60. For example, if I am saying list 1 dot remove 20, but how many times 20 is there within the list? 4 times are there. How many times 20 is there? 4 times. Within the list 20 is there. How many times? 4 times it is there. But it will remove which occurrence? Only first occurrence. It will remove which occurrence here? Only first occurrence. Now is it this 20 get deleted or not? Yes. Now if you say print list 1, now 20 is deleted. If you say print list 1, 20 is deleted, but which element, which 20 is deleted? First 20 is deleted. But is it all 20s are deleted here? No. If you want to delete all, then you have to put inside one loop. You have to put inside one loop. Okay. If you want to delete all occurrences, if you want to delete all occurrences, if you want to delete all occurrences, then you have to put inside one loop here. Okay. For example, suppose there is a list one which is having 10, 20, 30 and 20, 20 like this. So 30 and 20 and 40, 20, 50 like this. I want to delete all 20. I want to delete all occurrences of 20. Then what I'm doing is I try to put inside one loop. So this is a loop here. Which loop it is? While loop. Now while true means this loop is executed how many times? Infinite times. This loop is executed how many times? Infinite times. Now before removing elements, I try to display the list one. So while true, and every time you are searching which element you want to delete, 20. Is it 20 is there in the list one or not? If the 20 is there, what I'm saying, list one dot remove, what I remove? 20. Suppose if it is not there, what you are saying? Break. So break is for termination or not? Yes. So print format. So print format after removing, I just display list one. You can ask here which element you want to remove. You can ask your value, integer of, enter value to remove, enter value to what? Remove. Okay. So you are searching that value within the list. But how you are searching the value within the list using which operator? In. If this value is there inside the list, remove that value. Remove that value from the list. If the value is there within the list, remove that value from the list. If the value is not there, then terminate the loop. Now, once I run this, so I want to remove which value? 20, right? I just write 20. So all 20s are removed or not? Yes. But using one remove, I can remove only one value. But if you want to remove all occurrences, remove will remove only first occurrence. But you want to remove all occurrences from the list, then you repeat that remove until value is not found. Until value is not found. Suppose I want to remove 30. Now 30 is removed. How many times 30 is there? 1 and 2, right? If I try to input the value which is not there, 99 is there? No. So it will verify. Is it 99 is there in the list one? No. Condition is a true or false? False. Then what will happen? Break. So terminate the execution of the loop and then display the list as it is or not? Yes. Yes. So you have to put inside one looping statement because one remove will remove only one value. One remove will remove only one value. But if you want to remove multiple occurrences of the same value, then you have to repeat that remove until no element is found. You have to repeat that remove until no element is found here, right? Yes. But this is removing with the help of value. This is removing with the help of value, right? क्या पाजी? बोलो यार. कामराज. कामराज or Kamraj? Kamraj, are you there or not there? Gone or there? Kamraj, are you there? A stupid fellow, Kamaraj, are there or not there? Stupid fellow, Kamaraj. A stupid fellow, Ram, Kamaraj, are you there or gone? हाँ है, चले गए यार. बोलो यार. Stupid fellow, Kamaraj, चले गए अभी देखो. Are you there or there? Are a stupid fellow, Kamaraj. Idiot, are you there? Idiot Kamaraj, are you there or not there? Huh? Idiot Kamaraj is there or not there? Yeah. Huh? Stupid fellow, क्या हुआ यार? हाँ? Shall I remove? If I remove, you cannot join it. If you don't respond, I'll remove from the class. Kamraj, idiot. You're there or not there? Yes or no? We should not entertain such people. Okay. So ऐसा करके छोड़ देना उनको. Tomorrow also if you join, I'll remove. Okay, I'll try to not attend the class. He'll not attend the class. Tomorrow also you cannot attend the class. Okay. When you're asking questions, you have to ask. क्या है आपका कॉलेज है क्या? पाजी का. Stupid fellow. Okay. Yes, no problem. Okay, now. So that is how you remove one value. Okay, remove one value. And removing one value and removing more than one value. But you have to put inside the loop here. S dot remove. Okay, remove the first item from the sequence where S of I is equal to what? X. If the value is equal, then it will remove. If the value is not equal, then it will not remove. It raises one error. If the value is not there, then it raises one error. Okay, now. If the value is not there, it raises an error. If I'm saying list one dot remove, okay, if I write 100, 100 is there or not there? So X is not in the list. So what is the value of X here? 100, right? Is it this 100 is there or not there? Not there, right? So that is how it is, right? Right. So this is how you remove the value by using remove. Okay. So remove raises an error, but when it raises an error, if there is no value to remove, right? So we'll stop it here today, but tomorrow we'll continue with the other approaches. Other approaches are what here? Discard is there, pop and clear, and we'll see some more methods of the list. So today we'll stop it here and tomorrow we'll continue this, right? Thank you. We'll see tomorrow.